guys, it's me. Gold Does Gaming - Blaster Gold, and this is my workspace. Behind you is my workspace.
Dirty as hell.
Yeah,
and you can't even see it.
Fucking see it. It's too dark. Anyway, I'm doing the deck profile of Uncharted, the man holding the camera. Not Uncharted. Jesus fucking Christ, I can't brain right. Sorry, the Outcast. So, this is his Warrior Tuner deck. And how else do you start a Warrior Tuner deck without, well, Synchro deck, without Zombie Tuner Monsters! Scapegoat. This card is the tits when it comes to Synchro summoning, because it's a quick flip summon. If your opponent attacks into it, it gives you four tokens, and if it's set and you flip it up, it gives you 4 tokens, and you can instant Synchro into cards like the Speedroid that he runs. And it's just super fun to have. Next is Junk, because, I mean,
you gotta have your junk in there.
Yeah, you gotta have some junk. I mean, he runs Junk Warriors, I mean, come on. It's obvious. Next is, this one's kind of weird, Comrade Swordsman of Landstar. This is because most all the cards in the deck are Warrior, so giving that extra 400 is pretty nice. And I'm going to try to put a Star Blast in here if I can, just to help him out. I'm thinking about taking out maybe Extranet for it, and putting Extranet in his side deck. But yeah, this card gives all Warriors 400 attack points, and if you put Star Blast and you have Junk Warrior out, Junk Warrior will gain 1,300 attack points instead, making a 36 beat stick. Next we have Goblinberg. Goblinberg is a pretty boss card, because, I mean, you just switch from defense, you play your Junk Warrior, you play your Comrade, you play, those are all the tuners, and then you go right into Black Rose or Kemijara. So yeah, this deck does run Junk Warrior, but it does not have that many level 2s, sadly. It literally has 1 level 2, so I mean. Next is Gaia, because you can quick play this out and then normal summon Scapegoat and then go into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend or Red Dragon Archfiend, because we can't afford Scarred Light, because that's like fucking like $15 for a regular one and fucking 60 for the Ghost. Next is Marauding Captain, because we all know what Marauding Captain is.
Shortest intro for that dude.
Just because everybody knows. If you don't know Marauding Captain, how long have you been playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Absolutely never.
Exactly. I mean, you could just go into Junk. You can go into Junk Synchron and go right into. You can actually go right on into Mighty Warrior, or you can go into Scapegoat Coast to Coast, and you can go right on into Hostile or Dragos. Next, Familiar Knight, because this deck has a lot of level 4s in it, so it's destroyed and sent to grave. Some people don't know what this card does. You would not believe how many times I go to my my locals, and no one knows what this card does. If it's sent to graveyard, special summon both players get special summon a level 4 monster from their hand. This card's good to run, especially against Burning Abyss, because they don't have level 4s. They only have level 3s. Unless they're that one fucking PK Fire guy who runs fucking Fractured Helmet. Next is Trick Clown, because we all know what the fucking clown does. Clowns will destroy us all. Destroy us all! Destroy us all! Destroy us all! Jesus. But yeah, you use it for Synchro, and then you play it back, and then you use it for Synchro again. But that's all you can do, because it banishes itself. Next is Quibble Hedgehog. We all know it's a tuner deck. I'm wanting to put more in here, but we don't own any more, so views on this video, likes and subs enough to get monetary value. We'll be able to get new cards. We'll be able to actually do good deck profiles, and hopefully actually get a better workspace, and I can actually afford to get my own workspace, because right now I'm living with my family, but that's also because I'm in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Elder. Same reason for Gaia. He is fucking Cyber Dragon. You play him, you can go right on into
the cheapest version of Cyber Dragon we could ever have.
Well, there was a Cyber Dragon, but you passed up on it.
Like, well, that's because it's a warrior deck, not a machine deck.
Yeah, I know. So this guy, Cyber Dragon, which I actually prefer him. There's a level 4 version of Cyber Dragon that I want to run in my Battling Boxers, which I will be doing I will redo a deck profile once I get done editing it. But yeah, so pretty much just Elder, right on to Mighty Warrior, or Elder Entity, Hostile, or my Dragon. His Dragon, not mine. Marauding Captain. This card is just for draw power in case you open up into a hand of spells and traps and you really need to synchro summon. So you can hope to draw one of your 5 tuners and sink right into that. Field Commander Roz, so you can get Marauding Captain. Half this deck is Earth. Like most all of this deck is Earth monsters, so you just get your Earth monsters out there. It puts them on top of deck, yes, and you do have the fear of them being milled. But you still get it. And it's when this card is normal or special. So meaning you can call haunt this guy back and then get the effect off. Which is pretty badass.
Yep.
Next, he runs an Elemental Hero engine. Because he actually runs App Zero in the deck. Because App Zero is the shit. If App Zero leaves, he just blows up everything. And we're trying to look for a Shining for him. And Gaia. And again, monetary value. We can't afford Gaia. But I do have a Shining somewhere. So if we can get our hands on a Gaia, that would actually really make this deck kind of decent. If we can add Gaia. But he runs Miracle Fusion in these guys so that he can go right on into App Zero. Next is Buster Blader, because these are kind of the cards that are just in here because they're warriors, is this and Subterror. Also, Buster Blader kind of shits on Blue Eyes still. I mean, people don't realize that, but he still kind of does. Especially the new Buster Blader stuff, that shit's broken.
Yep.
Next are the vanilla guys that he runs in here, again, because they're just warriors. And also, two of them are Field Commander Roz targets, and the other one is... We just all like him. He's an iconic warrior that we've had ever since we started.
Just there for moral support.
Yep. Like how I run Summon Skull. This guy runs him because he's just been there. He's that guy who's been there. Next, we'll get on into the spells. This card is kind of stupid, because, I mean, your opponent, works so hard to get their monster out. Equip it with this. It can't attack. And then if it dies, this card goes back to your hand, and it has to die at the second turn, at the end phase of the second turn.
Yeah, hold on.
So,
so everybody can get a good look at it?
Yeah, I mean, it's super dumb and super retarded. Because I can't say that name, not sell that name. Next, we have Extranet, because our opponents... Everyone special summons from the extra deck. And everyone needs an extra draw power. His deck, I'm thinking, is going to clog up a lot, so Extranet's really going to help him out with draw power. So that it doesn't clog as bad. It's still going to clog, but not as bad. Tribute to the Doomed, because getting rid of monsters, and it's a non-targeting. So, I mean, it works on Cosmo. Yes, it destroys, so they get the special summon, but it gets their Dark Planet off the field. Or Dark Lady, or anything like that. It gets the dumb shit off the field. Next is Toll. Because, by God, making your opponent have to pay life points just to fight is stupid. This actually, I tossed it around in my head on whether this or Gravekeeper Servant was the better one. This one's actually better because not many people have counters to paying life points. Only one I know is Counter Fairies. God, my ear's ringing. Only one that I know is Counter Fairies with that fucking bullshit new Pendulum monster. Well, he's not relatively new. He's like 2 sets ago. But still, fucking making your opponent pay life points is a lot easier. Because if they top deck their cards, especially in Burning Abyss, they would more than willing to put the top card of their deck in grave. I mean, seriously, they literally have a card just for that. It's called Dante. Next is Miracle Fusion, because fusion summoning.
It's a miracle.
Sometimes you want to draw into it, and you want to get that App Zero out. And that Gaia that I can't afford. Burden of the Mighty, because everyone runs... High-level monsters are becoming a thing again. So yeah. And by the way, this deck does not follow any ban lists, so you're about to see something that you're going to be like, oh, but that card's banned. Oh, suck it. This card is not ban list. Burden of the Mighty. My motherfucking god. It's so good against Blue Eyes because they get minus 800. They get 22 attackers, And so your Junk Warrior is just sitting there with his fucking high attack, with his 23 attack, and it only affects your opponent. That's the best part.
Nobody would use it if it affected you too.
Yeah. Next ones are Rhoda. Rhoda, we all know Rhoda.
It's like Marauding Captain, which ironically they both have the same picture.
Yeah, it's more or less like Field Commander Roz, but instead of putting it on top of deck and having to wait a turn, it puts it straight to your hand. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, if you can't afford stuff, why do you have a super rare reinforcement? Well, first off, look, the edges are terrible and the back is ugh. It's just a lot of ugh. Karma. People don't understand how good this card is. I'm not sure if there has to be a pre-existing target. If so, please put it down in the comments below. But, like, a pre-existing target for the second effect, for the first effect to go off. But the first effect is he can banish 3 monsters of the same typing. Then all Destruction Swordsmen on your field gain 500 attack points for each card banished.
Yep, Karma, she's a bitch.
Next we have Nightbeam, which is, set cards are still a thing nowadays. Because people want to do that happy, fun, jokey deck that they're like, oh, this is fun. Fuck you, Nightbeam. I'm Nightbeaming your fucking Vanity's Emptiness before I get my special summon. Next is Book of Moon. Because it's Book of Moon. I mean, yeah, it's dying, yeah, and it's being replaced by Castell, but it's Book of Moon, guys. It's always been there for us. It's always been around. It's beautiful.
Like the Book of Revelations.
Next is Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn. You want to get back your Mighty Warrior, you want to get back all your synchros that are dead, you want to get back your freaking Carnigan, all that shit.
About the ban list.
Yeah. Next is freaking Mage Power, because this guy is going to have a lot of set cards. He's going to have a lot of cards face down, so getting 500 for all those set cards, not bad.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, Traps.
Well, second to last, but not least.
Oh, okay.
Dust Tornado. Because it's Dust Tornado, and people don't realize the second effect of Dust Tornado, which I love. Because people are like, set MSG, play MSG. So what? Fucking set Dust Tornado. Dust Tornado. Set new card. Pass. Fucking, and then on your turn, like if it's Jargreed or something. And speaking of the card I just set, Trap Stun. Because I don't have any Royal Decrees for this guy. All my Royal Decrees are currently being used, which is only the one. And it's being used in my Galaxy Photons that I want to do a deck profile on, but it's nowhere near finished, and I'm not doing that. So pretty much, it's a one-turn Royal Decree.
Substitutes.
Yee. Scrap Iron, because negating attacks is fun.
Repeatedly.
Yeah, repeatedly, because it sets itself. So you just fucking scrap the mother fucking iron. And then, something I learned, if somebody asks where's Scrap Iron, you have to tell them where Scrap Iron actually is, because it's public knowledge that it's Scrap Iron. It's public knowledge that that set card's Scrap Iron. That's public knowledge. I did not know that until recently. Next is Magic Cylinder, because dealing your opponent damage is pretty fun. Again, not many people have counters to taking damage from card effect, but they do have a lot of counters to taking damage from battle.
Oh, you want to battle me? You want to attack me? Surprise, bitch!
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Next is Disruption Roll. This is the same reason I run it in my Battling Boxers. Sometimes I can't get over, like, some really huge monsters. And it's non-targeting, so, I mean, it affects everything. So your opponent attacks you, bam. All of them lose 800 for every card they control. And spamming board is becoming a thing, especially in Blue Eyes. So they got like a full board Disruption Wall. All of their monsters are 0 attackers now. Except for Chaos Max, because I can't do shit to Chaos Max.
Can anybody?
I know. It's unaffected by card effects. That's what sucks. Next is Compulsion. Because here's what I love doing. Compulsion... Chain to Monster Reborn, bounce Monster Reborn back to my hand, and then attack, because it says, no, it has to return a monster. Shit. But still, like, if it's a monster that says it gets this effect on summon, normal summon, get effect off, special summon, compulse, bounce that normal monster's back to the normal summoning monster back to my hand, get all those effects off. Sakuretsu Armor. I still like it. This card was one of the first troll cards I ever ran because it works on one monster and it gets people asking, why do you even run that? Also, my body as a shield would be a fun thing to do. Like playing this, like if you play this and your opponent plays my body as a shield, just go, it's fun, that's cute. We're both running cards no one would think. Next is Torrential. Every deck should have Torrential because this blows all of the board up. Everything gone. Jesus.
Everything must go.
Everything must go sale. Next is Call Hunt. We all know why Call Hunt. Gonna be cards in your graveyard. You're going to have problems. Unless you're finding Grip Beasts. Then you'll have even more problems because then you can't summon from grave.
Mm-hmm.
Next is the extra deck. This is not the most organized of extra decks. First is Ab-Zero because this card cleans boards. Especially if we can get our hands on an Acid. That would be very kind of you guys. We can get our hands on Acid. We can do the OxyClean combo where we Ab-Zero, Mask Change, Acid, wipe their board. And I know it's not the best deck for Acid, but also we can build this guy a hero deck if we had the right amount of money. We're doing a video. Okay, but yeah, Ab-Zero is kind of a boss monster. Okay, next is Mighty Warrior. In this deck, this is the most common synchro he's going to play. Because most of his cards play into 6s or 4s. Play into 6s, 4s, and 5s. These are the main cards he's going to play. These are the major cards he's going to play. And plus, if you can power this guy up, or weaken your opponent's stuff, if he attacks into it, your opponent takes damage equal to half that monster's original attack points. Yeah. So meaning if they have like let's say we play Disruption Wall on the enemy, and then all of their blue eyes are 0. He attacks into it. Not only do they take 22, but they also take 15. Meaning they take a grand total of 3,700 damage. And then this guy's to increase level so he can actually play into his Red Dragon Archfiend and shit. This card is just to extra synchro into some big shit. Speaking of big shit.
Me.
Junk Warrior. He's gonna play into Junk Warrior sometimes, but not all the time. But Junk Warrior is also pretty cool because he's fucking gaining attack for all the level 2 and lowers, and this is why he needs to run Star Blast, is so that he can get some level 2 or lowers out there. Next is Hot Red Dragon Archfiend and regular Red Dragon Archfiend. One blows up the attack positions, one blows up the defense positions.
One looks super sexy, and the other one's, well, it.
Yeah. And both of these are awesome. And I love them. I run them in my Hot Red Dragon Archfiend deck. We all should run them in most decks. Or Stardust Dragon. One or the other. Next, Black Rose. Because Black Rose blows up boards. And it's a staple for synchro decks. He can still play into it. It's going to be a little difficult. But he can still play into it. Actually, now that I think about it, it's not that difficult. But yes, he can still play into it and just blow everything up. Next are his Xyz monsters. He can go into Grand Pulse instead of Mighty Warrior because playing because 2 level 3s, that's how he's going to get out Mighty Warrior. So he goes into Grand Pulse. It's a 28 defender that is MST with legs. It's only on your turn though, but still, it's MST with legs. Next is Carnigan because redirecting targeting stuff. I know targeting's dead, but still, redirecting targeting stuff is still pretty cool. And with that, that's it for the deck profile. Oh yeah, and he's also a 24 beat stick. 2450. So that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.